the Board of Trustees and the 3 ministerial search teams wanted to provide an update on everything that's been happening in our senior minister search over the past few months. A lot's been going on behind the scenes in preparation for our next senior minister. The board, a number of months ago, back in April, actually started working with Reverend Dr. Roger Teal as a consultant to help us in this process. During that time, we formed 3 teams, a core candidating team, a consciousness and prayer team, and a marketing team, all to work in concert in this search. Our team lead that's running our core candidating team, the main search team, is Sandra Vela, and she's here with us this morning to talk about what that team has been doing. So, Sandra, what has the team been up to?
The team has been meeting on a weekly basis, and the beginning preliminary part of this endeavor was to prepare a pretty considerable application packet that gets submitted to UWM. So that part of the application, that first part was done very successfully, and we were very grateful that it was accepted and all met all the requirements that UWM set out. So from that point, our expectation is that we begin to receive applicants, which we did start to receive applicants. And what we also have done is we put together the qualities of the minister, and we also determined a type of rubric so that we could really look at these applicants as they came in and decide whether or not they met what we needed. I can tell you that the team has done a very beautiful, thorough job of developing questions that really get to the root of what it is that we're looking for and wanting to find from our potential ministers. And so that's an exciting place to be very open to the potential and the possibility of what Spirit brings us, and then to be ready, informed to receive them and to thoroughly vet them and to really know whether or not there's a good fit for our community.
sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at the sight, glory stream from heaven afar, heavenly hosts sing hallelujah. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born.
Oh, good morning, and welcome to Unity Church of the Hills. We're so glad that you're here with us today. This is what we call Christmas Sunday, so Merry Christmas! Do you all have your shopping all done? Facebook land, YouTube land, all your shopping done? Oh, I'm not quite there yet, so yeah, anyway. We're so glad that you're here with us today. My name is Reverend Eliza Bloom Robinson, and I am your bridge interim, which means I'm here for a short period of time while you're going through your final stages in the search process, as you heard from Frank and Sandra on the video. There's more video about that on our website, so you can find out all about the process where it stands. If you are here for the very first time, we have a few people in the building. We have a few people on the pavilion. We have lots of you watching online. If you are here for the first time, finding us for the first time, we welcome you. We are a positive, practical Christianity, and we will meet you on your spiritual path where you are and help you better your life by awakening your consciousness. If you want to know more about us, just type the word connect into the comments and somebody will reach out and respond to all of your questions. We have prayer chaplains available. There is a number on your screen. Jot that number down, put it into your phone. This is the place where you can reach out. You can call, leave a phone message, and a prayer chaplain will call you back. Be sure and leave your name and your phone number. We are founded on prayer as a unity movement, and prayer is super important. We also have prayer chaplains holding sacred space for our services. Our youth and family, our kids, our family is so important to us. Most of our youth and family are meeting online and virtually. And on Thursday, Christmas Eve, we have a very special family service. So if you've got kids or grandkids, be sure to tune in. I believe that is at 5:30, Tammy? 5 o'clock. 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Announcement will come on that, so you know they know what it really is. So let's just hold our kids, from the high schoolers, the next generation, all the way down to the little ones. It's just in our heart. We know that these kids are our next generation of unity, our next generation of presence in the world. So we just hold them and just appreciate them and all of the teachers and all of the parents as well. Love those kids. Can't wait till they're back up here. Let's join together in our mission statement today. It's on your screen. It should be on your screen. Together, we put God first, celebrate life, serve truth, and empower people to transform their lives. Feeling that empowerment in yourself, feeling that empowerment, feeling that mission statement in and through everything that we do here at Unity Church of the Hills. Once again, we welcome you. I'm going to invite Joni up to lead us in our opening prayer.
Well, good morning, everyone. And good morning, everyone, out in the pavilion, at Facebook, YouTube, out in the world. You know, this morning when I was going through my email and posting my funny Christmas memes on Facebook, I do that, I pulled up Reverend Father Richard Rohr's meditation for today. Seemed fitting and perfect as it does, so I want to read you a little bit about that, and then we'll go into the opening prayer. Jesus identified his own mission with what he called the coming reign of God. We have often settled instead for the sweet coming of a baby who asked little of us in terms of surrender, encounter, mutuality, or any assent to the actual teachings of Jesus. Too much sentimentality or juicing up of our emotions can be a substitute for an actual relationship, as we also see in our human relationships. When we are so infatuated with the sweetness or perfection of another, we easily fall out of love at the first sign of their humanity. Let's not let that happen with the infinitely compelling person of Jesus. The celebration of Christmas is not merely a sentimental waiting for a baby to be born. It is much more an asking for history to be born. Creation groans at its birth pains, waiting for our participation with God in its renewal. So let's pray on that. Living, loving Spirit, good friend God, transformative being, loving presence. There's nothing but God here, and we're grateful for that. So grateful. We are grateful for those who are in our presence here in this sanctuary this morning, those who are on the pavilion, those who join us in volunteering, those who join us on Facebook, those who join us for the first time. We are grateful for them. We are grateful for a belonging in this community, a belonging in this world, a belonging knowing that we are celebrating joy, that we celebrate faith and hope and love. And in this holiday season, we celebrate the coming of the Christ, knowing that that is who we are on that leading edge of consciousness, and we let that be, knowing that it is so in the name and the nature of the Christ Spirit within us all. So say we all, and so it is. Amen.
We welcome now our families here in the sanctuary, out on the pavilion, and those of you at home to light the fourth candle of Advent, the candle of joy. We will add the beauty of this flame to that of hope, peace, and love. Joy is not dependent on the accumulation of things, or being successful in the world's terms, or having the perfect life. Certainly all these things can bring some happiness, but it is often temporary and ultimately unsatisfactory. Something more wonderful is possible. Joy arises when we let go, release our need to work it all out, and simply be with what is. On this day of Advent, return to simplicity. Remember the joy and lasting happiness you seek is already within you. It can be drawn forth like water from a well. It can blossom and bless in the most delightfully unexpected ways when we relax, release, and enjoy. On this day of Advent, we affirm together the following statement: I relax, release, and enjoy the wonder of the present moment. Now when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem, saying, Where is he that is born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east and are come to worship him. When Herod the king had heard these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. Then Herod, when he had privily called the wise men, inquired of them diligently what time the star appeared. And he sent them to Bethlehem and said, Go and search diligently for the young child, and when ye have found him, bring me word again, that I may come and worship him also. When they had heard the king, they departed, And lo, the star which they saw in the east went before them till it came and stood over where the child was. When they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceeding great joy. And when they were come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented unto him gifts, gold and frankincense and myrrh. And being warned of God in a dream that they should not return to Herod, they departed into their own country another way.
For 2020, one of the things that I've really appreciated is focusing on all the things that bring me joy, including my dogs, my family, my church family, cooking, walking. I just really have appreciated being able to find joy in many things every day.
To have joy, to be able to tap into my joy during this time where the world is going through a kind of birth, a rebirth, a new birth, and to know in my heart that all is good is such a joyful feeling.
You're expressing the highest expression of yours that you have, because you're completely feeling all the other fruits of the Spirit doing their work in you and through you. And there's nothing left except expression of joy.
So I have had so many joys in 2020, from the light in my children's eyes to spending more time with my husband and my mother. But also, it has been such a pleasure and such a joy to listen to you all and to do these videos with you around what hope and faith and peace and love and joy mean to you in 2020. And so I just want to thank you all for participating in this and want to wish you a very, very merry, happy Christmas.
Sanctuary this morning. But we finally got there, huh? How about that? Good morning and Merry Christmas week, everyone. A quick reminder that our Sharing is Caring program continues. This week's sharing benefits the Round Rock serving area. For every share of the service while we are live, we'll donate $5 to this organization. Our focus for the announcements this week is on Christmas and New Year's Eve. Now, I'm going to run through the highlights here, but be sure to stick around after the service is over for our full announcement video. Thank you to everyone who contributed to the blessing tree. If you would like to make a final contribution before we go shopping tomorrow, donate at unityhills.org/blessings2020. Now, tonight is the night. The extravaganza is here. A lot of extraordinarily talented people have contributed their time and talent to make this year's extravaganza extra special. We are thrilled to bring this virtual experience to you on Facebook Live, YouTube, and our website tonight at 5:30 p.m. You definitely don't want to miss this dose of cheer and celebration, because we most definitely need a little Christmas. We'll provide a little of that, but you're on your own with your cookies this year. Join us tonight online at 5:30 p.m. We have 2 services on Christmas Eve. The kid-friendly service will be live streamed at 5 p.m. It features a special 12 Points of Light ceremony by our teens. And then at 7 p.m. Christmas Eve, join Reverend Eliza and the celebration team in a magical, interactive journey into birthing a new consciousness. Even though this year is most unusual, we are creating a powerful, simple, and profound service for you. And as an add-on to the Christmas season and our theme of Holy Pause, Power of Simplicity, Reverend Eliza has created a special Christmas meditation. The meditation is on Facebook, YouTube, and our Christmas 2020 webpage. Take some time over the next few days to pause and connect with the Christmas miracle. Our New Year's Eve World Healing Day meditation begins at 6 a.m. on Zoom. You don't even have to roll out of bed this year. Just grab your phone or tablet. Now, just make sure if you're going to snore that you mute yourself. This year's New Year's Eve Burning Bowl service will look a little different, but the ritual and release will be the same. Join Reverend Eliza and Susan Heinrichs at 5:30 p.m. in person or online for a 30-minute service. After the service, you're invited to drive by the church from 6 to 7 p.m. to participate in the ritual release ceremony at our fire pit. And finally, just a quick note, that the office will be closed the week between Christmas and New Year's Day. The staff, who deserve a very welcome rest after the staff will return January 5th, ecstatic that 2020 is over and ready for 2021. And now let's just settle in and relax as we move into that time of meditation.
As you exhale, close your outer eyes. It's already been a lot this morning. Today, as we celebrate Christmas Sunday, we open to joy. Meister Eckhart said, "Joy is the infallible evidence of the presence of God." Joy is a God-given gift that we find in the depths of our soul, no matter what is going on in the outer world. So take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, feel your awareness dropping deep into the depths of your being. The simple process of dropping deep disengages from the mind, drops beneath the emotion, by dropping deep, you can land in that sacred place that is always within you. As you land into this space, notice that it is stillness. And in the stillness of this moment, imagine being in a super safe, dark, quiet place. And then out from behind a cloud appears a star, brighter than you've ever seen before. And it's as if that star reaches down and touches your own heart, awakening in you an inner joy, an inner spark. Let that spark be lit. Let that spark ignite in you the Christmas spirit. So we turn that up, feel it overflowing your body, your mind, your heart, as you become the Christmas spirit. Let the Christmas spirit be one of joy, peace, hope, and most of all, love. Allowing each of those to permeate and penetrate and fill the very inner spaces of your being. Bring your awareness back to your heart. Open and receptive to the living spirit of truth. And so it is. And so we let it be. Amen.
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our Lord's holy birth. Long lay the world in darkness, no light shining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, a weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born, oh, night divine, oh, night divine. Truly he taught us to love one another. His law is love, and his gospel is peace. Chains shall he break for the sake of our brothers, and in his name all oppression shall cease. Sweet hymns of joy in grateful chorus raise we, let all within us praise his holy name. Christ is the Lord. Oh, praise his name forever. His power and glory evermore proclaim. Oh, night divine, oh, night, oh, holy night.
Wow, awesome, awesome. Woo. They got a standing ovation for those of us in the room. Wow, thank you. Thank you, that was so beautiful. You know, there's something that happens to me when the music is that profound, and it goes a little bit like, oh wait, I forgot what I was going to talk about. Like I become so present to the music that I'm sitting over there and I'm like, oh, I have to go give a talk. So, thank you. I think that's probably the greatest compliment if I lose my words. Oh dear. Anyway, it's Christmas Sunday. Welcome, welcome again. It's so powerful to be conscious in this moment, in this season, in this year. It is the Sunday of joy, and we would be remiss to not acknowledge the sorrow, the loss that so many have had this year. I've had a lot of loss in my year, and I have moved through it, relatively, well, I don't know. I mean, you move through it, right? But I had a friend reach out to me this week, and she said, oh my gosh, you've had so much loss. How are you? I've been thinking about you. And you know what? It hit me. It's like, oh, I have had a lot of loss this year. And then she says, how are you doing? I said, you know what? I'm really okay. And then we got into this, or I really, we're on Facebook Messenger, right? And I got into this, like, how do we navigate it? And the truth is we navigate it because we have the spiritual truth principles. We know that everything is going to be okay in the end. And if it's not yet okay, take a breath. It's not yet the end. It's like my favorite quote of all time from the Best Exotic Marigold Hotel, right? One of my favorite movies. Not exactly a Christmas movie. But I want to acknowledge that if you are struggling, give yourself permission to be in your humanity. If you are hurting in this moment, know that you will get through it. And hopefully today, and hopefully this ministry, and hopefully you've got friends and family around you that are holding you in this time. And if you're one who's just kind of like, moving along, then I invite you to take a breath and to become super conscious. Super conscious. When I say super conscious, I really want to go to supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, but super conscious of who you are and how you be in the world. Now, this year is amazingly special because tomorrow is the solstice. That's not all that unusual. It comes every December 21st. But what makes it special is it is lined up with the conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn in a way that happens every 20 years or so, but it's been 400 or 600 or 800, depending on which expert you go to, years since it's been on the solstice in a way in the sky that it will appear to us as the Star of Bethlehem. Oh, it's so cool. Tomorrow, about an hour after sunset, so don't wait too late, you will see an amazing star in the sky, assuming that our skies are clear, so we're holding for clear skies. And the power of this is profound because it is said that that is the star that the wise men saw, that led them to Bethlehem to honor the babe Jesus. Now, it's special from an astronomy, because it's a rare occurrence. It won't happen like this again for at least 60 years, so it's a once-in-a-lifetime moment. It's astronomically, powerfully prophetic because it signals a change in an era. Now, when I say the word era, that's E-R-A. Sometimes it sounds like error, which might be more true. But the change in the era Now, it can be said that the last couple thousand years we've been operating under the earth signs, which is fabulous. But we're moving into really the age of Aquarius. Now, wasn't it like in the 80s we were singing about the age of Aquarius? 70s maybe? I'm like, are we finally getting there? 60s, thank you. 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s. Maybe we're finally getting there. But everything is lining up, including this chaotic, crazy, complicated year. Everything is lining up for that change in consciousness. 2,000 years ago, Jesus was born, and he brought a message to the world that said, we are one. He gave us commandments. He said, love yourself, the Lord God of your being, your neighbor. Oh, are you kidding me? Your neighbor and your enemy. But your neighbor, sometimes they're the hardest, aren't they? He said, God is not out there. But the kingdom of heaven is closer than your hands and feet. It's closer than the breath you breathe. It's time that we wake up to that truth. It's time that we take it out of our head as a thought or a principle or a belief and integrate it into our being. And I promise you that when we do that, everything changes. Everything changes when we realize our oneness. Now, we've spent the last 10,000 years living in an awareness of separation. But that is coming to an end. And it comes to an end when we awaken, when we birth the Christ, when we become the awakened consciousness, when we embody and integrate and be. How many times can you say be? Like when we be it, when we be oneness, all that stuff, it dissolves. It disappears. And what we find in its place is a brand new world. It's as if we are lifted in consciousness from where we are in this outer world, in this world of separation, in this world of drama and trauma and all kinds of things. You watch the news, you know what's gone on this year. And we're lifted to a new place where we can observe that, but we're not thrown about by it. We're not impacted by it quite so much. So science tells us that in this stage, humanity is being squeezed and twisted and like this. That was a technical term. You want it again, just in case you missed it? It's like all of humanity is being like, and it hurts, and it's no fun. And it's as if it's the same process as the cells of our being go through when they divide. And there's a divide happening. And in the divide, the single cell becomes two. Now we have a choice. We have a choice because we know we have a choice. The old cell, the one cell, is going to stay in this kind of karmic pattern, and it's going to continue to be hard. That's one possibility. And nothing much is going to change, because the truth is, until you change, nothing changes. But we also are birthing this new cell. It's a new consciousness. It's a new era. It's a new dimension of being, really. And when we land in that, what we find is new humanity. What we find is this oneness we've been talking about. But then what floods our system is not fear and anxiety and worry and stress, but what floods our system is this love and kindness and compassion that'll bring tears to your eyes because it's so beautiful. And it's happening right now. It's happening right this minute. It's been happening all year. And if you pivot your awareness from all the things that are wrong and hard, and you lift your eyes, not like out, not to like the anthropomorphic God up in the sky sitting on the throne, not that, but lift your eyes out of, shall we say, trauma, just to name it, not to judge it, just to name it, and you lift your eyes and you come into this place of beingness. It will touch your soul. And the beauty there, it's like, well, a few years ago, my husband had cataract surgery, and after cataract surgery, he's like, everything went from like old tube TV to like HD color. It's like that. And everything becomes brilliant. And the compassion that is there, the community, the connection, the collaboration, the innovation, the miracles that are there are profound. And you know how far away they are? Let me show you. That fast. It's already there. There are people, hundreds and thousands of millions of people who are living there now. It's time for us. I mean, it's like this. It's a little bit like how I've been feeling at Unity Church of the Hills. Wait for me, for I am your leader. Right? We're a new thought. We should be the forerunners of this, and we're hanging back here going, oh, when is this, whatever. We are the ones. We should be leading this because we know, because we have access to the truth, because we have been teaching for 40 years almost, that there is only one presence, and it's God, and it's not outside, it's within us. We've been teaching oneness and talking dualism. We've been teaching oneness and living separation. It's time to bring it together, to integrate it. And that is the birth. And that is the star. So tomorrow night, you might be able to see it tonight because Jupiter and Saturn are becoming closer and closer. But tomorrow night, they are so close that they look like as one. And it's the star that the wise men followed. And so who are the wise men? What are the wise men? The wise men, they came. They followed that star, and they found Jesus the babe, right? Now, you can do research, scholarly research, to find out how long it took the wise men who traveled from the east to arrive in Bethlehem at the manger. And they say 2.5 days, 2.5 months, 2.5 years. So they're very precise. And they came and they brought the gifts to the baby. They brought gold and frankincense and myrrh to the baby. Now, you know if those wise men had been women? Wait for it. They would have asked for directions instead of following a star. They would have arrived on time. And they would have brought practical gifts like casserole and swaddling clothes and baby bottles. I can't help it. I'm sorry. I am well known for my bad jokes. But those gifts that those wise men brought, the wise men were the scientists. They were the astronomers. They were the ones who studied, who knew who they were. And so they brought the gold. This is right out of the revealing word. They brought the gold, which is spiritual gifts, riches of the Spirit, the consciousness of the omnipresent substance. the omnipresent richness of substance. It's a new awareness. It's a new consciousness. Frankincense represents the transmutation of the material to the spiritual. We go back, we've been, an earth sign based, I don't know exactly how to say that, and we're moving to air. Well, earth is material, air is spiritual. I get body chills with this stuff. I hope you're getting the power of this. And myrrh represents the eternity of spirit. It's an ointment of love. We are being called, Christmas season of 2020, to awaken to the truth of who we are, to birth the next level of consciousness, the next level of being love in ourselves, as ourselves, in the planet, as the planet. And so the question comes, what star are you following? Are you following the star on CNN? I don't pick on CNN only because it stands for constantly negative news. Right? So I just use CNN just sort of as, whatever. Are you paying attention to the news? Are you following the star of the weather report or the stock market? Or are you following the star of what your neighbor says? Or are you following the star of your own heart? That star that is anointing you and calling you and leading you. And that star is the very presence of God. That star is spirit, transcending all reality. Did you get that? I copied that sort of from the way Roger Teal does his talks. STAR, spirit transcending all reality. Spirit transcending all small r reality. When you follow that star, you will be given access to a state of consciousness that is the presence that we call God or spirit or source or creation already within you. It's not out there. It's right here. And as you follow that star, as you transcend whatever your challenges are, and I don't diminish your challenges, life on this planet right now is really hard for a lot of us. And yet, so are birthing pains. Creation, the science of creation says, before every creation there is chaos. I did a Facebook Live. If you're not following me on Facebook, I invite you to join me because I like to do Facebook Lives. I did one yesterday. It says, what's outside your comfort zone? What's outside your comfort zone? Everything you want. Everything you desire. Absolutely everything is outside your comfort zone because the comfort zone by definition is what you have, what you are, what you be. It's right here. We all have comfort zones. That's not a bad thing. I've been so far outside my comfort zone this week. I delivered packages to strangers. How cool was that? I got on the phone with people. I did all kinds of things. I found this lake yesterday and went on a walk. I went outside my comfort zone again and again and again and again and again. And you know what I found? Joy and peace and hope and confidence and love and connection and kindness and innovation. All those things we want, they're within you. But they're just a step beyond where you've been living. Doesn't make it outside of you, it's still within you. Rumi says, listen with ears of tolerance. See through the eyes of compassion. Speak the language of love. What if that becomes your star? Listen with ears of tolerance. I will translate that to say, listen to the deeper message. Listen to hear something new. Listen to be changed. See through the eyes of compassion. You don't know anything about anybody. We don't even know what's going on in our own lives, really, or our own minds, really. See with eyes of compassion. Begin to notice that every single person you see is something bigger than what you see. Let your heart be broken wide open, because when we allow our hearts to be broken wide open, then we have more room for love and kindness and compassion. And speak the language of love. What if you only did those three things? But you did those things really, really well for the next week, till the end of the year, maybe next year. Do you think we would change the world? The world is changing. The world is changing as we speak. Are you going to be one of those cells that stays in the old karmic pattern? Or one of those cells that says, I'm here for something new. I'm here to birth that Christ consciousness. I'm here for a new dimension of being. I'm here to awaken to the truth of what is already within me. I am moving from the caterpillar through that cocoon of muck and mush into the brilliance of who I'm here to be. I am becoming my biggest, most brilliant becomingness. Will you join me? I am becoming that Christ presence that we've been talking about for decades, if not centuries. Are we done talking? Somebody says yes, somebody says no. Let's start being that which we desire. That which we desire might feel out there, but it's only a half a step. It's a pivot away. It's an awakening away. It is a thought away. I want to share this poem from Martha Postlewaite. Do not try to save the whole world or do anything grandiose. Instead, create a clearing in the dense forest of your life and wait there patiently until the song that is your life falls into your own cupped hand and you recognize it and greet it. Only then will you know how to give yourself to this world so worthy of rescue. Take the time to be still. Take the time for the holy pause. Take the time to find that power of simplicity, to sit with yourself until the truth of you awakens in you and pours into your cupped hands the truth of who you are and the gift that you bring to this world. What star, what Christmas star are you going to follow? Or what Christmas star are you going to become? God bless you. Merry Christmas. Oh, thank you.
Last week, Dr. Teal reminded us that we are a conduit for abundance, and that we need not crimp that conduit so that we can have the flow in our lives. And Reverend Eliza just reminded us we need to step out of our comfort zone, and sometimes practicing that abundance, we step out of that comfort zone. So we have the opportunity right now to demonstrate God's abundance in our lives. There are a number of ways that you can give to Unity Church of the Hills, which hopefully are showing on our screen. You can text, you can give online. There's a UCOH app. You can mail in a check. You can drop by the church. We have our arms open to receive your abundance so that you can receive abundance as well. And it always comes back to you tenfold. So if you will, join me now as we say our offering affirmation together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I circulate, and I am grateful. Thank you.
Merry Christmas. Have a very, very Merry Christmas. Dream about your heart's desire. Christmas Eve, when you retire, Santa Claus will stop, and I know he'll drop exactly what you wanted from your chimney top. So be jolly, have a holiday as gay as holly. May the ones you love be near you, with a laugh of friends to cheer you. When the church bells ring, like the angels sing, and you hear the joyful hymn they chime, hang a wish from me on your Christmas tree, for a very Merry Christmas time.
Hopefully my mascara is not running from between the music and the message. I've just been crying. So quick few short after announcements. Don't forget to join us tonight for the extravaganza at 5:30 p.m. And if you still want to contribute to the blessing tree, you can donate through the end of today at unityhills.org/blessings2020. Remember, we have 2 Christmas Eve services, and both are available to stream through Facebook Live, YouTube, and our website. Our kid-friendly Christmas Eve service at 5 p.m. and our traditional Christmas Eve service at 7 p.m. If you live in Austin and you did not receive a goodie bag filled with all of the supplies for our Christmas and New Year's Eve services, including the candles, the flying wish paper, and the white stone, we do have a few available still here at the church, and we invite you to come by and pick one up. And we are going to do a Going Deeper. I cannot wait to do that, Reverend Eliza, and to go deeper into your message. So please stick around after our prayer for protection. Reverend Eliza?
And together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Merry Christmas.